So let's talk about the elements of conversion. So conversion is not just getting somebody to the website, but actually getting them to do something, actually getting them to convert, whether that's to fill out a lead, to pick up the phone, something of that sort. Saw a couple of these yesterday, window treatment sites that didn't have their phone number at the top, and you had to go search for it. Highly imperative that your phone number is on every page in that header. It's big, it's red, it's whatever, but it's obvious that this is how to get a hold of us. And I would even go so far as saying it probably should be some sort of a call tracking number. All of our clients get call tracking number, which is basically a different phone number than their regular line. It forwards straight to their regular line, but each of those calls are attributed back to that website lead. And that's huge because then you know if all this stuff's really working. You definitely need to have that web form where they can request a quote or some sort of a designer visit, however you normally do your business. There needs to be a form, and it needs to be easy to find. It needs to be on every page or in the footer or something. You need links to your social media profiles, and I'm going to caveat this by saying you should only have your links to your social media profiles if you're actually active on those social media profiles. So if you're not using Twitter or you haven't posted on Twitter since 2013, then don't link to it, right? Because if you happen to get somebody who loves Twitter and they're active on Twitter and they come to your site and they, believe it or not, might actually use that to gauge how active your business is. So they might click on that Twitter link and see that you haven't posted in years, and that becomes a negative check mark, when it comes to them deciding whether to do business with you or not. So there's definitely something to say about linking to your social media profiles, but only if you're using them and consistently. You should have links directly to these different online reviews. You should have a testimonial section. You should be using your NAP, or your name, address, phone number, on every page of your site. This is typically in your footer, so it's one of the last things, but it needs to be consistent every single time. So your company name always needs to be whatever it is. If it's Joe's Shades, then it needs to be Joe's Shades. It can't be Joe's Shades LLC somewhere else and Joe's Shades Inc. somewhere else. It needs to be the same. Same for your address. If it's 123 Main Street, it needs to be 123 MAINST and not MAINSTREET in some places. And these little things can count against you. So the name, address, phone number is huge when it comes to listing your site on your website and on other websites as well. Your website should have some personality. I mean, if you can get some real photos of you or your team, if you have trucks, if you have a workshop, all those kinds of things, these photos turn it away from corporate and into real people trying to make money, and provide a service. And it really helps with the overall sales. So those personality pictures seem like they're just something on the side, but they're hugely important. You should also have a clear explanation of why they should choose your company. And this could be a simple mission statement or something that sets you apart from your competitors. And if you're ranking at the top of the search engines, then this explanation is just a bonus. They may not even go look at the other ones, but definitely there should be something that's obvious of why they should choose your company. And then if you have any special offers, incentives that can drive action. So really you're after that next step, and you're after them clicking on that button to schedule an appointment, or to leave you a message, or to pick up the phone, whatever it happens to be. Those special offers can be what teeter-totters you over the top as far as that goes. The pages on your website should have, different specific concerns that engage on that note. So as you're building out your pages, think about your target audience and what that person is thinking about, what that person is looking for, and make sure that you're talking about that. And if there's pain points, which there usually is, make sure you're poking at those a little bit Make sure that you're rubbing those wounds a little bit and say, we can help fix that. You should have a clear call to action after each block of text. Maybe in your sidebar, there should be some sort of obvious button. Maybe it's orange or red or something like that. But it is the obvious next step on this particular page that I'm looking at on your site. You should also pull them deeper into your site. So this is where the gallery really comes into play. The gallery, somebody might land on your draperies page, but then they see that there's a gallery full of pictures, and boy, that pulls them in a whole bunch, and they may end up spending a couple minutes on your site looking at all these different pictures and dreaming about what they could do. So these kind of pages and these special offers, before and afters, are huge. Those things are fantastic when it comes to people making decisions on whether they want to choose you or not. And as we can see in the next bullet point, tell them why they should choose you. So have that obvious next step. Here's what we'll do. We have a guarantee, or we install within X number of days, or whatever it happens to be. You should have a web form on each page, or at a minimum on your Contact Us page, at least a button to a web form of some sort, very obvious on every page of your site. And then it really should be optimized for the search engines. It should pull in that traffic organically because that it's optimized in a fantastic way.